Deputy Noel Grealish, please.
Carla, Minister, I want to raise the issue this afternoon regarding affordable housing. This is a subject that has been raised many times before in this House by me and others, but the stark reality is that it's not delivering housing quickly enough for those who need them. Your government has placed heavy emphasis on the delivery of social housing, and that is only right and proper. There's another cohort of people who want to own their own home. They are the people who don't earn enough to get a mortgage from the banks to buy a house on the open market. These are the people who go to work every day, pay their taxes and make a big contribution to our society. They don't avail of any state support and they feel that they're being left behind and forgotten about. They are renting or staying with parents and they just cannot get on the property ladder because they cannot secure a house at an affordable rate. They are more than willing to pay for their home, but need that vital support that affordable housing schemes are supposed to provide. The Department of Housing say that a total of 1,757 affordable homes were delivered in 2022. But of that total, almost 700 of them were actually cost rentals to families who will never actually own that house. So the real figure for people buying their own affordable home last year was actually less than 1,100. Minister, in my home county of Galway, just 21 families were able to buy their first home, all under the First Home scheme, 6 of them in the city and 15 in the county. There is no affordable housing scheme available in Galway at the moment. The Department of Housing has set a target for this year of delivering 5,500 affordable homes, but the Department itself warned at the start of the year that meeting this target was likely to prove challenging due to rising cost and supply chain issues. So, Minister, where does this leave people caught in the middle that I spoke about at the outset? These are the working people that are struggling to continue to pay for rented accommodation at exorbitant rates and struggling to find affordable accommodation. These people feel that they are being forgotten about and they're being left in limbo. Minister, I know of a number of sites in my own constituency of Galway West that has been identified for the building of affordable housing, but there is little or no movement on getting them started. Minister, will you give a commitment that you and your colleague, the Minister for Housing, will take a more proactive role in getting these sites moving and get that much-needed affordable housing built for young couples who want to buy their own house and call it their own?
Thank you, Deputy Grealish, for the question. And it's important to say, firstly, we want to do everything that we can to make home ownership affordable for people, especially our young people. Housing for All provides funding and commits to delivering 36,000 affordable homes for purchase, as well as 18,000 cost rental homes up until 2030. Those affordable homes are currently being delivered by local authorities, approved housing bodies, the First Home Scheme and the Land Development Agency. In relation specifically to your own county of Galway, Galway City Council and Galway County Council each published their housing delivery action plans in July of 2022. And these plans give a comprehensive overview of a projected delivery of affordable housing in Galway in the 5-year period to 2026. And it should be said that local authority affordable purchase homes will be made available in Galway this year for the first time in a decade. Both Galway local authorities and the LDA are developing a pipeline of affordable housing delivery into the coming years. So we're making significant progress, Deputy, but I agree with you, we do need to do more. And that's why just last month Cabinet signed off on €1 billion worth of measures that will significantly increase the delivery of homes. For example, the Croí Cónaithe Vacant Property Refurbishment Grant Scheme is being increased from 30,000 to 50,000 for vacant properties and from 50,000 to 70,000 for derelict properties. And you know, that really is a good scheme, and I believe it will be a game changer for towns and villages and indeed for rural areas. We're reducing the cost of construction by scrapping the development levies required to connect new homes with roads, water and indeed other services, and that will save up to the value of €12,650 per home on average. We're getting work started on thousands of affordable apartments to rent which have planning permission but which are in limbo, and all of these measures will speed up construction immediately.
Minister, thank you for your response, and I have no doubt that you and your government are committed to try and deliver social and affordable housing. I should point out that some of the schemes in place at present to help first-time buyers are unlikely to benefit the people in the middle I have been talking about, especially those whose incomes are at the lower end of the scale. Again, I mention the experience of people in my own constituency, and I want to know, because there is a site in my own area of Claregalway that's earmarked for affordable housing, but there's no planning application has gone in for that yet, and the council has bought the site over 3 years ago. So it is taking an extremely long time before a local authority applies for planning permission. You're talking about the time you buy the site and you get the builder on board and building, you're talking at least 4 or 5 years, and that is taking too long, Minister. The focus, Minister, must be on getting movement in the building of affordable homes. Your government has a responsibility to ensure they're built and built quickly. Speed is the essence. While there are plans and targets, actually housing needs to be delivered more quickly. There are many people who desperately want to get a home of their own, to raise a family, and see affordable housing as the only opportunity to do so.
Minister.
Thank you. Thanks, Deputy. And, I agree with you. We do need to make sure that these plans are moved on and the developments are commenced. And, I agree with that sentiment. And I know there have been issues with viability and the ability of developers to unlock private, social and affordable developments. And I do believe that the government's waiving of the development levies for 1 year and the rebating of Irish water connection charges will prove to be a game changer in this regard. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the Croí Cónaithe scheme, I think that will be extremely useful in terms of people being able to acquire perhaps an old family house that had gone into ruins. They may be able to get it at a reasonable price and be able to claim that grant to help them renovate it, and I think that's important. And then we also have the first home grant, the option where you can get the first home scheme. It helps buyers bridge the gap between the mortgage that they qualify for and the cost of the house, and that helps them to close the deal. So these are all different measures, and I believe that, and I know they're working, and we'll continue to make sure that we deliver more houses.
Thank you, Minister Humphreys. And that concludes Leaders' Questions.